Hey everyone, this is Jason from Bardeen. Today I'm going to be going through two playbooks that solve a very common problem I'm pretty sure most companies have around hiring. I think, typically people make a job posting, candidates come in, candidates message you on LinkedIn, and it's just a huge mess to qualify and figure out who you actually want to talk to. And these playbooks that I'm going to show make it very easy to do that based on your own custom criteria, leveraging AI. So there's two playbooks here. The first one, uh, is grabbing LinkedIn messages from your LinkedIn profile. The idea here is, you probably have some ATS system where, if somebody submits through the portal, well, it's relatively like streamlined of a process, but I think for most jobs today, it helps a lot as a candidate to reach out directly to the hiring manager, to people at the company. A lot of the roles we've hired at Bardeen have come from very viral LinkedIn posts that have gone out talking about who we're trying to hire. And a lot of times, the interest comes in DMs. So the first playbook I'll show involves just grabbing all these messages and dumping them somewhere central so that we can run the second step, which is going through all these profiles, all these messages, and then categorizing who is kind of a qualified and candidate we actually want to like keep going um, down the process with. So the first playbook that I'll show you involves um, extracting messages, and I'll just run that really quickly. This is one that uses a scraper template that grabs messages from LinkedIn and dumps it into a Google Sheet. So how many messages? You can put however many you want here. In this case, I'll just do 5 for the sake of a speedy demo. This is the Google Sheet that the data will go into. Which tab? Sheet 1. Here are the columns that'll come out, and off it goes. So you can see it kind of working in the background. This one's very quick, so look at the results. Great. We have the 5 candidates. And please ignore, my messages aren't actually full of candidates. I actually think one of them is, but we'll kind of treat these people as if they were candidates. Um, and then the second step here, so that's the very first step, very quick, very easy. It uses a existing Bardeen scraper that grabs LinkedIn messages. We've already built that, we maintain it, and if you click it, it'll work. And the second step is a little bit more kind of involved, and it involves now qualifying with AI and with some of the enrichment tools that Bardeen has, whether these people are whether they fit, I guess, as a candidate for the job. So for this one, I'll actually like walk through the different steps. So this is the playbook that I'll share. Just look in the description. But essentially, what this playbook does is it, looks at the spreadsheet that we just created. It grabs a few columns out with the information on the candidate. It actually goes to their LinkedIn profile and grabs kind of the most up-to-date information on where they've worked, on their school certifications, all of that. And then it uses kind of a custom kind of Bardeen built action called classifier or categorizer, actually, sorry, to put them in the right bucket, whether they're a qualified job candidate or they're not. And then at the very end, it kind of populates this information in the Google Sheet. So we'll run through this entire thing just to see it working. And we'll go step by step. So we always start with where the information is. We see the information in it. Then we take a look at the information we want to feed to our classifier. And now the scraper is in the background doing its thing, grabbing people's information from their LinkedIn profiles. And in the case where your applicants give you a little bit more information in the message, maybe as a resume, you can feed that in here too. But this first step of the playbook essentially um, involves just grabbing all the information you need to make a decision, which will then feed to the AI. So that's going, and just, as a note, like we usually in our playbooks, there's some scraping involved. In both of these playbooks, it's using a scraper template, which is essentially kind of a thing that tells Bardeen, um, how to extract information from a web page. And these templates are ones that we've already maintained um, as a company, so you don't have to build it yourself. But you can also build it yourself if you're scraping a website that is a little bit more uncommon or specific to kind of what you do. So in this case, it's running them through the categorizer. Um, I can show this piece at the very end, but a categorizer as well, we create templates so that you don't have to essentially create one. So we have templates for example, sales leads, for job candidates, for whether an email is interesting or not, all sorts of different templates. But you can also create your own, which I'll kind of demo at the end. And for this one specifically, um, it's classifying whether these are good job candidates to a product manager role. I'm going to assume most of the messages that I receive aren't from qualified product managers, so we'll see what it kind of spits out at the end. Great, now it's done. So you can see almost everybody's not qualified. Um, and the more interesting part is like you'll actually see the explanation from our AI as well. And a lot of these are quite detailed. And the interesting part is like, a lot of what you see here you can then use to kind of tune the AI afterwards. So this is kind of a quick demo. Imagine, 5 is not that bad, but if you had 100, this could be something that could save you a lot of time. And what I'll show right now is kind of this classifier step and how you can customize it to what you're looking for. Um, just kind of showing under the covers what's working here, which is not necessarily, if you just want to use our playbook out of the box, but essentially what this does is like you feed the classifier something, in this case a bit of text with the message and also their LinkedIn profile, and then the classifier then, decides which bucket to put it in, whether it's qualified or not qualified. So let's say if I wanted to create a new categorizer, I know I keep flip-flopping on the name, but it is called categorizer. So in this case, we were doing job candidates, but just showing off, you can, also do sales leads, you can do emails, support requests, or build something custom. In all these cases, when you pick it, let's pick job candidates, um, you're asked to kind of provide details that help the AI understand what you're actually trying to accomplish. So in my case, I was trying to go for a product manager. Let's say we changed it up. I think the people messaging me, for the most part, trying to sell something. So let's say we're hiring for a sales rep, um, selling software to small businesses. Requirements, let's say at least, 1 year of experience in a similar role within sales. It's asking you for the buckets to put it in, so you can do qualified, not qualified. You can also just do something totally different, like, hey, would I kind of hire this person for maybe like a senior role or a junior role? Are they a manager? In this case, this is good. And this is kind of an interesting step that only Bardeen does. Um, what you can do is like kind of continue and just go with the out of the box AI, but you can also train the AI, which I'll do here. And essentially what we're doing here is the AI kind of looks at the information you give it, and it comes with like a few questions to help it clarify exactly what you're looking for. So in this case, okay, it's grabbed, this is one candidate, uh, it has their headline about, has experience, their current position, blah, blah, blah. It looks like some things are empty, but that's just because it's not on their profile. Um, and you have to answer the question here to help the classifier or the categorizer. Um, does the criteria of having at least 1 year of experience specifically require this experience to be in a formal job position, or could relevant entrepreneurial activities qualify? Um, Entrepreneurial activities are great and should count towards experience. This is a role of team director, which focuses on producing sales video, quality synergy. Yes. So we will have, a separate video that goes into a deeper dive on our categorizer, but just for the sake of this video, I'll try to speed through the rest. But basically, because of the answers I've given the categorizer, I can now, or it now kind of shows me, what it thinks this candidate is, and it's kind of categorizing it as qualified. I think it's, roughly correct. This person um, is creating videos. They're used to kind of selling for the business, and they're actually selling to me, which is why I got the message. So this is absolutely correct. So now the AI is updating the way it categorizes. And that's it. I mean, for kind of more complex or, cases where you want it to work like as reliably as possible, I would recommend you keep training the AI a few more times. But in our case, we just want to see it working. So we'll just give that a run, and we'll run it again. And we'll populate the sheet. Great, so you can see the AI kind of updated its way of categorizing. It's found one qualified candidate, and this is something you can keep kind of tuning to your use case. Great, so today, we've looked at the one playbook, grabbing messages out of your LinkedIn, and then the second one of categorizing the messages and also LinkedIn profiles based on, in our case, a job profile. And this is something you can use for almost anything from sales leads to emails to job candidates to even customer support requests. And definitely reach out if you need help to our team here, or take a look at our catalog where we have a lot of these workflows built out already. Thank you very much.